Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Diamond Painting by Ned. Today is a very unusual video in which I would like to compare two completed identical designs but in different techniques. Beaded cross-stitch kit versus diamond painting. What you see on your screens now is a finished beaded cross-stitch kit. Merry Christmas! It was bought from Amazon for $40. The seller is All About Embroidery, the store on Amazon. The brand's name of this kit is Yuma. The size of the design is 27 by 37 centimeters or 14.5 by 10.5 inches. The kit came with a needle and check beads preciosa. According to the legend, there are 25 colors, and that's how many beads the kit included, but we will stop on colors quantity a bit later. The canvas is artificial silk satin with a printed image on it. So it is a partial kit, although 85% of the design is bead stitched. Now, pros and cons of this very kit. Let's start with the advantages. The quality of the beads is spectacular. They're made of check glass. The Seed Beads brand is Preciosa. It is a very well-known high-quality beads brand. Czech and Japanese beads, which are used in this kit, are considered to be the best ones. Why I focus my attention on the Seed Beads quality so much is because I saw AliExpress beaded cross-stitch kits and the quality of the beads is so horrible that even without bringing the camera close to the design, I could see how deformed and different sized those beads were and how unevenly and inaccurately they looked on the canvas. Just look for yourselves. I am amazed with the girls who manage to work with those. I personally wouldn't be able to. So these kids' beads are terrific. Look at them. How accurately these beads look on the canvas. Each and single one is identical and perfectly shaped, sized, and colored. It was a pleasure to work with these Czech and Japanese beads. I stitched with a transparent polyester thread. Here it is. It doesn't really get tangled. I bought it in Joann for like $1. And one of the advantages of this very thread is that it is not seen through the beads. The second thing that I love about this kit is the quality of the canvas. It is really very nice. It is fabric, artificial silk, but on the back side of this canvas, there is something soft here. Do you see? Excuse my nails, please. Like extra soft material that in a way protects the fabric itself and makes it a little bit thicker. And third, the design is so cute and adorable. It looks so cozy and festive that I want to be there. And in overall, I like the way it turned out. Now the cons. I have already brought it up in my previous videos. If you want more details, please watch those videos. I will link them under this video. So there are a lot of issues with this kit. First, the color-related symbols on the legend that was impossible to differentiate. At least 30% of this design was bead stitched just by guessing. And I'm pretty sure that I didn't even guess right. Another issue is the quantity of colors on the design and the legend, of course. Therefore, the physical quantity of the baggies with beads. According to the legend, there are 25 colors, but on the design, I found one color, dark orange, that was not listed on the legend. Again, I made a separate video about it. So it means that they forgot to add one more color to the legend, hence one color of beads physically was missing. Since all of those issues, I ended up replacing some colors that I could not differentiate. Like, for example, on the trees, these are the colors from absolutely different kit, this and this, these two colors. I still doubt that the branches were supposed to be of this color, but of all that was left, I think that it was the best looking. I also bought Japanese beads in Michaels and replaced the colors that were originally supposed to be on the star and the legend with these very seed beads. I think it helps both to stand out on this design and it makes it look brighter. Third, I ran out of one color, dark blue one, when I was bead stitching Virgin Mary's clothes. I needed literally 10 beads, but I didn't have them. This is it with a beaded cross-stitch kit. Now let's see the diamond painting one. bought from AliExpress. The store name is Manhui for $22.22. The size is 60 by 40 centimeters and it is a full square drill diamond painting. This kit has 45 colors. Now, the pros of the kit is that it almost doesn't have any gapping. The symbol printing was clear and readable, and the adhesive was very sticky. Now the cons. First of all, the quality of some drills. There were damaged drills with holes on top or plastic access on the sides. There were also drills of different size and more plastic on the sides, and these very drills caused others to pop up in some areas. This is the second and most upsetting disadvantage. I can't say that drills popped up as horrible as in my blue rose diamond painting that I finished a year ago from Zuya. I show it in my framed works if you want to see. Look at it, I don't have a separate video. But it was really very frustrating to press them down over and over again to find them popping up. I used a rolling pin every day after each fragment that I diamond painted. So there was specifically one color that had that plastic extensions on the sides and had different size drills. And when I replaced those drills with Ever Moments ones that I had from my recent kit, I did not have any popping up issues. But that was the color that I guess was used the most in this work, like 13 bags. So of course I ran out of Ever Moments very quickly because this were just leftovers, and I had to use the one from this very diamond painting. And yes, there were popping up drills in the areas where that color was used, and it was used in many areas. So this is the main disadvantage. So in conclusion about this very kit, I'm glad there is no gapping, except of, in 310, but there is a popping up issue. I can't say that I'm happy with the final result. This diamond painting looks good, it looks okay, but I can't say that, oh my god, I'm in the rapture of this over this kit. In my taste, it looks a little bit pixelated for the size. It doesn't contain that many detail, and objects are relatively big, so it should have turned out more detailed and less pixelated. But I guess for the price that I paid for it, $22, I shouldn't expect much. So now let's compare two kits. First of all, timing. Of course, beaded cross-stitch kit is way more time-consuming than diamond painting, since you should stitch every single bead and the work itself requires more accuracy since the beads are very tiny. Mistakes. In beaded cross-stitch, it is almost impossible to correct the errors once you notice it after a while, especially if you finished several rows and secured the thread. In order to correct it, you would either have to take all the beads out to get to the one that you placed incorrectly, for example, the wrong color. Do you see? It is supposed to be light brown, not this one. I made this mistake. In order to correct, for example, this very mistake, especially if you noticed it after you finished the row and secured the thread, you will have to take all the beads out to get to the ones you need to correct and bead stitch all over again, or use some kind of a manicure tool extremely carefully to break a bead without touching a thread it is attached to and stitch that bead again. I did not risk, since I was afraid to damage the thread and then all the beads would fall out, so I made this mistake. But since the beads are similar in shade, I decided to leave it as it is. This mistake is not that noticeable, and of course, in diamond painting, it would be much easier to correct a wrong placed drill. If we talk about the mistakes, one more thing with bead stitching, you always have to do it in one direction. I realized that to stitch from left bottom corner to the upper right, as it is advised, is extremely uncomfortable for me. And every time I lost concentration, I found myself stitching from right bottom corner to the upper left. And if rows or beads are stitched in different directions, it looks rather inaccurate. And I made this mistake here in the bottom. Do you see here? This and this rows are into different directions. I caught it very quickly, but it was too late because I bead stitched a lot in the wrong direction. And this kind of mistake is not applicable to diamond painting, of course. Now, detail. In my opinion, beaded cross stitch turns out more detailed, even though the size of the design is smaller, because the beads are tinier than the drills. So they are like 1.9 millimeters. Again, beads are winning if those are quality check and Japanese beads, of course, because not only they have a wider color variety, but also transparency. Just look at them. Some are opaque, some are transparent, some combine both transparency and being opaque, like these ones, for instance. Some are iridescent, some combine two colors, like for instance this one. It's like kind of orange brown, really very beautiful. So all this makes the final result look terrific. But of course here I'm comparing with square drills diamond painting. It is not applicable to round ones because there are AB diamonds and special shaped diamonds and crystals and resin. Round drills have also a huge variety. So this is it for today. I just wanted to share with you this information about each kit I completed and in general about both processes and the final outcome, the way I feel about it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me, and please let me know which one you think looks more detailed, which one you like better. Thank you and see you soon.